Hey guys, it's P Second Ewa here again. I haven't seen a lot of videos out on YouTube concerning specific mods to the SR9C. There are a couple, but I wanted to try and do my own just to kind of get an idea or give you an idea of what I've done to mine. I really like my SR9C. I chose this over a Glock and for certain specific reasons, which I'll go over. So I guess I'm going to call this my official tabletop review of the Glock. Of the SR9C. And I hope you guys enjoy it. It's going to be a little wobbly. I'm sorry, but my camera here has nothing to mount up to, so I'm having to hold it. And I'm going to try and stay as steady as possible and get as much detail in as I can. I'm going to go ahead and start out with just a basic review of the gun. Out of the box, I love the gun. The gun was awesome. Didn't have any problems with the gun. I take that back. The only real problem that I had with the gun, and it was easily fixed with a good clean and a good, good oiling. But when I first shot the gun, it was great. Felt awesome. Didn't have any failure to feeds, any failure to ejects, no malfunctions. But about 3 or 4 magazines into the gun, it started to light strike a lot. And when it was doing that, it would do it like every 3 to 4 rounds, and I would have to, I would have to re-engage the slide and then try again. Um, but it was just light striking all the time. I couldn't get it to fire, and I was really disappointed. I was like, this is a lot of money down the drain. If this gun isn't going to work on me, I don't want to have to send it back to Ruger and yada yada yada. But I took it home, did a little research in it. A lot of customers had the same thing going on with the Ruger SR series with light strikes. And out of the box, I took the gun apart and cleaned it because I just don't like to take a gun and shoot it with factory gunk in there. So I took the gun apart before I even went out to the range, and it had I'm talking a massive amount of grease in there, and not gun oil, but grease. And it looked like, some mechanic jizzed in there. I mean, I'm serious, it was nasty. And I cleaned it out as best I could. Being new to handguns, I cleaned it out like I knew I should, and put some oil in there, and took it to the range. Well, after that, I started getting the light firing and the light strikes. Brought it home, took it completely down again, re-cleaned it. Thought maybe it just was the fact that I took all the grease out of it. Um, didn't really know that much about handguns or the breakdown process, so by the time that I got to really get into detail as to what was going on, I found out that the striker channel and the firing pin may have some obstruction in there, some grease or something from the factory that may be holding it back. So learn how to do a detailed strip on the gun, and I may do a video on that, my own video on that, because I don't like a lot of the videos that I see online. But learn how to do a detailed strip of your gun. If I don't make the video here today, we'll probably try and do that probably here within the next couple of days. But learn how to do that. Take your striker and your firing pin out. When you do that, take a Q-tip or something down in that striker channel and clean all that gunk out, because I'm talking about a wall of grease was in there. Ever since I've taken that shit out, it's been great. It's been an awesome gun. Never failed to feed, never failed to eject, no malfunctions whatsoever, and I've got about 2,000 rounds in this gun so far. Um, no more light strikes at all whatsoever. The gun is flawless. I did a few modifications on the gun, which I'll go over with you now. Some of the modifications done here are just the basic. I mean, that's the silliness, but I did a white nail polish on there, and basically all I did on that was to take, and this is a plastic part, so it's not necessarily, well, my camera just jacked up. It's just a white nail polish finish, so it's not really anything horrible. I just took some white nail polish, put it in the grooves in the mag there, let it dry for about 4 or 5 hours, and a lot of places will tell you to let it dry 15, 20 minutes. Don't listen to that shit. I don't know what kind of guns they're using or what kind of nail polish they're using, but apparently it's super fast, Superman, super fly, dry shit. So this stuff, I let it sit on there for 2 or 3 hours just to let it get down in the cracks and dry really good. The harder that stuff is and the longer it sits in there, the better. I took some non-acetone nail polish on a Q-tip and a cotton ball and just wiped it off. So that actually came off pretty good. But anyway, here we are with the rest of the review. The grips that I put on this gun, I've actually got a Hogue grip on there now. What I had put on there was something I ordered from Galloway Precision, and it was a traction grip, I believe is what they're called. It was about $8 off of Galloway Precision. I didn't like it, as you can tell. I don't know if you can see that, but it is still. Let me see if I can turn this around. It is still on there, but I covered it up mainly because I don't like it. I mean, for $8, I could have went out and bought another Hogue grip. I mean, the Hogue grip is great. The Hogue grip sticks. It doesn't move around a lot. You can put some heat on it and shrink it up a little bit. I mean, overall, I think it's a great grip. But the traction grips, for the money, I expected them to be better because they were actually stuck to the gun. They're just slippery. I don't like them at all. Um, I honestly, I mean, it does take away some of the bite that you get from this area. As you know, a lot of you people know, with the SR9, there's a lot of grip stippling on the front of the gun, right below the trigger frame, and it does bite you a little bit. It's not as comfortable as I'd like it to be. Not going to be too nitpicky about it, but it is a little uncomfortable. Um, Other than that, I love the Hogue grip on mine. I don't like the basic stock grip, but it does have this back plate right here that you can adjust on the back of the gun. It's covered up with the Hogue grip right now, but this has a pin right here you pull out, and you can adjust your grip on there. Um, but for the most part, overall, great grip on there. I love the Hogue. Another modification that I've done to it, and I don't want to. This is loaded, by the way. Probably should have covered this a long time ago. This gun is loaded. It will always be loaded, and I'm not going to safety check it. So, too bad. So sad. But anyway, look at this. I'm going to try and get as close to this without putting my face right in front of it. That is a stainless steel guide rod from Galloway Precision. It was about, wow, I can't even remember how much I paid for this thing. Not too expensive. I mean, it was actually pretty cool. They actually have an option for black or stainless. I went with the stainless because I liked the gun bling, I guess, in a way. It does look really good with the barrel, and plus I did some polishing work on the barrel, which I'll explain to you a little bit later as well. But the entire rod is actually metal. So it does away completely with your plastic stainless. Wow, your plastic stainless, your plastic guide rod. Um, it's great. It feels sturdy. It's constructed to a T. There's no bullshit. It's actually a good quality product, and Galloway stands by their product, so I trust it 100%. Um, the only other modification that I've done to the gun was I took out on top here. I took out the loaded chamber indicator with a Galloway Precision delete kit for that. It's just a black piece of stainless that just literally sits down in the chamber of the gun. There is a little round in the chamber right now because this is my carry gun. Again, don't give me any bullshit over that. But the LCI has been removed just because it's the way I like it. I think it looks better. I think it looks good with the gun, and it doesn't stick out. It's not massive. I think it looks pretty good. But that's another mod that I've done. I actually also took out the magazine disconnect safety in there just because if something ever happened, well, actually, let's back up. You guys have heard that story before. Whatever it boils down to, there has been instances with this gun, and it's not so much with the gun as much as it is with my holster and how I carry it. I carry it at about 5 o'clock on my right hip, and for the most part, I've only ever had one instance where the magazine has done this, and I'll be chilling and I'll come home and I'll pull my gun off and all of a sudden the magazine falls out. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with the holster. There's nothing wrong with the gun. But it kind of bothered me. So shit happens is what it boils down to. Anything is possible, and I don't want to get in a situation where I need my gun and my magazine malfunction, because of alignment of the planets or whatever. And so there it is. Took the magazine disconnect out, so I will have that one shot in the chamber if I need it. And that's all that really matters to me right now. So other small modifications that I've done, I put some grip tape here on the sides of the gun, right there, just on the right below the actual slide catch and the right above the grip, mainly because this is where my fingers rest. This is where I want to know. I can kind of get a tactile feel of where the gun is. Like when I'm holding my gun, when I draw, I always rest my finger, which you should, regardless of pistol, is rest your finger right here until you're ready to put your finger in that trigger hole. And to do that, I lined up my finger with the grip tape. This is where my thumb usually sits, right there in the grip of that. On the other side here, I don't have a thumb on the other side of my hand, but that is it just feels good. Gives me an idea of where everything is on the gun. I can feel, tactile feel, and it feels great. It took it a while to kind of wear off, but for the most part, and to actually kind of wear in rather, but it feels great. Another big thing that I did here on the gun was, I don't know how well you can see this, but I did polish my barrel. It looks a lot better in person than it does on this video, but for the most part, I think it looks great. It was easy to do. I took 400 grit sandpaper, rough go on the first go around, with some gun oil, bumped up to 1,000 grit sandpaper, and then bumped up to 1,500 grit sandpaper. Took some Mother's Mag and aluminum polish after it, and polished it up really hard. And didn't take off any metal, just took off that nasty gray finish that the gun comes with. And it came out beautiful. It took me about an hour to do, but it came out beautiful. So overall, just working on a few things for the gun. I'm gonna get a ghost trigger kit from Galloway. I'm gonna get, maybe some night sights to take care of those nasty ones that the gun comes with. I love the gun sights that they came with, but for me, they're just a little too plain. I want to put something on it to make it mine. The more stuff that I do to this gun, the less likely I am to try and sell it. It will be my personal gun, things that I've put into, and I'm gonna feel more proud about what I'm carrying than just buying something everybody else has. So, but anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I've ran over my time limit here a little bit, so hopefully it'll still upload. But anyway, hope you guys enjoy the video. If you have any questions or anything about the SR9, I'm going to try and do some lengthy SR9 videos because I hate some of the ones that are out there right now. There's only one from a Texas. I can't remember his name, Tex or Texas. Great video for disassembly, so that's where I learned how to do mine. I'm going to try and do a little more detailed, up-close videos for stuff like that. But anyway, hope you guys enjoy the video, and stay safe. Bye-bye.